Let's discuss the difference between editing and proofreading. According to Suzanne Gillard, copy editors are the gatekeepers charged with protecting copy against bad writing. Proofreaders stamp the admission tickets. She states, in high school, you are fed sometimes forcefully information that you are then expected to sit back in some form. But in college, you are granted the right to build upon that information, offering your opinions and suggestions for improvement. It is the desk that makes sure that the news content being published in the newspaper has news value and readability. The readers will take an interest in reading it and it will be able to comprehend the news easily. Proofreading does not involve rewriting, whereas editing involves rewriting and rearranging the document text. The job of a proofreader is to check grammar, punctuation, capitalization, numbers, spellings, and usage. In contrast, the job of the editor is to check the clarity of writing, sentence structure, concise language, usage, word count, the efficiency of words, the structure of writing, and coherence of organization. The two acronyms that can help to understand proofreading and editing are CUPS and ARMS. CUP stands for C capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spellings. And ARM stands for add words, remove words, move a word placement, and substitute words or sentence for others. Editing and proofreading are frequently gathered together in writing process, but are two different activities. Editing includes reviewing content, tone, and style, while proofreading requires a slow, methodical research for errors in grammar, spelling, words, form, and punctuation that inhibit the creation of an error-free copy of one's work. Editing looks at the essay as a whole in context to style, structure, source of information, and task requirement, whereas proofreading looks at the details in context to spellings, punctuation, words, choice, and grammar. Editing includes rewriting and close reading of the text, which is approaching completion. It also helps to improve the sense of the material. Proofreading involves checking of final text for mistakes, and reading for the sense of the material is not required in proofreading. Now let us discuss what are the steps in proofreading. It is the proofreading which completes the work of a journalist. Proofreading also requires time and the process shouldn't be rushed, or else the errors will always be present in the story. The journalists are actively involved in collecting and writing field stories and undergo tremendous pressures of meeting deadlines so that the stories of the day find a place in the newspaper and do not get staled. In such pressures and rush, journalists make mistakes by misspelling names, writing wrong designations, confusing numbers, or even fail to structure the story in a readable manner. Here comes the role of a proofreader. Through proofreading, a story can be developed in a stimulating and impactful way for the readers. Proofreading involves various steps. Step 1. Print out the document. The first step in proofreading is to take the printout of the document in order to read the document carefully, which could be a problem when the proofreader reads the document on the screen system. The proofreader should be familiarized with the new document and should check if the paragraph spacing is constant. The document is justified or aligned left, and whether the apostrophes and quotes are straight. Use a pen to highlight the errors in the document or digital marker during the online proofreading. The second step is inch your way. The ruler should be placed under the first line of the text to recognize the mistakes in the content. Move it down line by line and point with the finger to read only one word at a time. Read it loud and also silently. Step 3. Identifying the errors. It includes reading the document slowly to identify the errors in each word separately. The errors can be in context to the grammar, punctuation, spelling, and format of the document. The attention should be given to the complete look of each page in context to spaces between chapters and paragraphs, margins and white space, typefaces or font sizes. Highlight if any captions, labels, or legends are missing. Step 4. Read it backward. Reading the document backward stops your brain to understand what the writer has written, but it helps the proofreader to identify the errors in context to punctuation, grammar, and spellings. The proofreader should read each sentence starting from the bottom of the work and working the way up to the beginning. After reading the document backward, read in its proper order to make sure that the changes made in the document make sense. Step 5. Correct the errors. In context to typos and errors, correct the text. The text should be corrected, not edited. It is difficult to edit and correct the text at the same time. Save the corrected document as a PDF or send the email to yourself. When error is identified, the proofreader marks it using a recognized set of symbols. Let us discuss what do you mean by proofreader's marks. Proofreading marks are shorthand symbols and notes used by the proofreader to point the errors clearly and consistently. The correction in the document should be separate and made in the margins. The several corrections follow in one line should be separated between the left and the right margins. The order of correction should be from left to right in both margins, and a concluding mark should separate the individual mark. The need to change one character only to a capital letter. The word cap should be written in the margin, and it is desired to change more than one character, then one marginal reference caps should surface with the appropriate symbols made in the text as required. The symbols may differ slightly among style books. The ones presented below are recognizable. As you can see on the screen, there are various proofreader marks which are visible to you. For example, insert a missing word, letter, or punctuation mark. The original text written is, "Yup, I see it. This sentence is definitely missing letters. There seems to be a word missing too. Good. Think we can fill them in using carrots." The proofreading correction is written in front of you on the screen. Let's discuss example 2, delete and close up. The original text written here is, when traveling across different time zones to prevent jet lag, get plenty of rest, keep yourself hydrated, and set your watch to the destination time zone to better acclimate your body clock. The proofreading correction is done on the screen. Let us discuss example 3, spell out. The original text written here is, 13 of the people in the room were shorter than 5 feet and weighed less than 25 lakhs. There must be 1 lakh more like them. Proofreading correction is done on the screen for you.